I hope you're ready for a doozy today because it's gonna be crazy. Happy Manga Monday. Today I'm going to be doing a review on a manga that was recommended to me on one of my Facebook groups that I'm a part of, and it is quite intense and not for younger audience. There is a ton of rape in it, and there's a lot of drugs. There are attempts of suicide, so this is definitely not a manga recommended for a younger audience. Now, the name is MEmergence, and there's a quotation around it, another word that says Metamorphosis. So you follow this young girl. It's her first year in high school. So in America, she's like a sophomore, basically. But in middle school, she has no friends. She has like really long hair, but she keeps it braided. She wears glasses. She doesn't go out and do anything with anyone. She just kind of sticks to herself and is a really good student. But she decides that when she gets into high school, she wants to meet people. She wants to go and get coffee or, you know, bubblegum tea with people. She wants to be more social. So she lets her mom, or she asks her mom, if she can have a makeover done. And her mom's all excited. They go get her hair done. She doesn't have to wear glasses anymore at school. And the first day of high school, she's able to make new friends. And she goes out and gets coffee with them. And afterwards, she's trying to find a magazine and ends up meeting this older guy. Now, this guy is probably not in high school. I'm pretty sure he's technically an adult. If I remember correctly, he's like 20 or 21. I don't really think they really touched a lot on it, but because she hasn't had male attention before, she feels really excited and into it. So when he's like, well, let's go to a karaoke place and we can just go sing karaoke and have fun and talk to each other. And immediately when this is happening, in my mind, I'm like, girl, no, don't do it. Don't do it. And she does it. So they go to this karaoke place and he gets her alcohol. And she starts drinking it and she's really enjoying it. But of course it's kind of making her, you know, lightheaded and like her fuzzy headed, and she's never had any alcohol to drink before. And he starts making out with her and it's her first kiss, so she's like, oh wow, he must really like me. Like, this is going super well. Maybe we're boyfriend and girlfriend. And then what he does is he puts a little pill on his tongue and it has like a heart shape on it, and he's like, this is gonna make you feel really good. And he French kisses her and sticks the pill in her mouth to make her eat it. And basically she goes out of her mind and it makes her high, and it's just, it's I mean, to me, it's like, it's a terrible experience for your first experience to literally be having sex with someone you just met 2 hours ago or an hour ago, and this is how you lose your virginity. So, and of course this is a manga and it's not real, but in my mind I'm like, girl, what the hell is going on? And, you know, she is innocent to the world because she is so young and wasn't seeing red flags that older people, or more, I don't want to say more mature, but maybe people who are more self-aware would recognize and see. So he ends up having his way with her and leaves her. But this is kind of like a terrible open gateway to her future relationship with life and how she views sex, because after that he puts his number in her cell phone, so she basically thinks they're dating at this point. So in her mind she's dating this guy, in his mind they're just fuck buddies, basically. Sorry for the language, but that's what they are. They're just butt buddies. And the rest of the story, and there is only like 7 chapters to it, and that is the only reason why I hung on, because it was only 7 chapters. But I will tell you now, the more the story progresses, the harder it was for me to read. Not only because this poor innocent young girl starts becoming addicted to drugs, and I have had family members who have struggled with drug abuse, but she gets raped by her dad repeatedly, and her mom blames her. This is another one of those shitty kind of mangas where the mom doesn't take the daughter's side and is like, well, you're a slut, you did this, you made your dad like, oh my god, it drives me crazy. I hate manga moms who are like, it's the daughter's fault. So you go through this girl's experience and it is painful because not only is she using drugs to kind of not medicate but make herself feel really good, she ends up turning to prostitution to provide for her and her boyfriend, and she starts doing more more hardcore drugs. So you get to see the progression, which is I don't want to say common, I don't want to offend anybody, but sometimes people will start with one kind of drug and then they will get to test or try another kind of drug, and it'll just go like up and up and up. So like she originally starts with this love sex drug, which I don't even remember what it's called. I don't even think they named it. And then she starts doing like cocaine, and then she starts doing meth, and or heroin, one of those ones, I apologize. And you just see her go downhill. And the whole manga is not long, like I said, but you go through these steps of how her drug addiction progresses, her body declines, her once normal kind of childlike figure, and I don't want to sound gross, but like she wasn't all bone, if that makes sense. Like in the first 1 or 2 chapters, she looks healthy, and then towards like 5 and 6, she's looking really skinny. She gets parts of her body pierced that she didn't technically ask for, but because she was high, she let her boyfriend tattoo or pierce them for her. She gets these tattoos on her body. I mean, it's just, it's a lot. I personally, honestly, don't recommend this manga. And it's not common that I will sit here and say I don't recommend a manga, because I don't want to offend the artist or the creator, but this one to me was just like, it was a lot. I mean, just like with the drug addiction, all like there's rape in every single chapter. There's rape, there's drugs, there was incest, and she ends up getting pregnant like twice, and she aborts the baby the first time, and then she decides to keep the baby the second time, but she's still using drugs. And this one is it's really hard for me, because I know people personally who've been pregnant and have used harder drugs. So, I mean, to me, this was a really hard manga to read, because I don't want to say, I hate using the word triggered, but it made me think about a lot of personal experiences and relationships I've had with people that have been affected by drugs. I will never read this manga again. It's just, it's not for me. It hit too close for home with the drugs stuff, and I just didn't like it. Now, someone else might like it, someone else might enjoy it. I mean, it is a good eye-opener to the fact that drugs are everywhere, and they can influence us drastically, especially for someone who's like 16, I think is what her age is, and what could happen if you start using start using drugs like that, like right off the get-go. I don't really have anything else to say in regards to this one, aside from the art. I mean, the artwork was nice. The artwork was fine. Again, I just didn't like, it just wasn't my cup of tea. And it might be someone else's cup of tea, but it's not my cup of tea. Anyway, I really appreciate you watching, and I hope you have a wonderful day. You stay safe out there, and yeah, I'll see you next time. If you have any recommendations for me and you have a manga you want me to read, I would really like to hear it. I'm kind of right now in a psychological thriller stalker phase, so if you have any recommendations in that little bubble, I would love to hear it. Anyway, thank you again for watching. Bye, everyone.